Welcome to episode 115, Spotlight, Cryptographic Key Management, focusing on Control SC-12. Cryptographic keys are the crown jewels of any secure system. They unlock data, authenticate identity, and bind trust relationships across networks. If keys are lost, stolen, or misused, the entire foundation of encryption collapses. Managing them requires precision, separation of duties, and unwavering discipline. Key management is not simply a technical process. It is a governance function that preserves the credibility of every encrypted transaction. Without trustworthy keys, even the strongest algorithms become meaningless. Protecting them properly transforms cryptography from theory into dependable practice. Building on that foundation, every program begins with a central inventory of all keys and their designated owners. This inventory records each key's purpose, algorithm, storage location, and lifecycle status. Ownership ensures accountability. Someone is always responsible for monitoring usage and initiating renewal or retirement. For example, a database encryption key may belong to a data protection officer, while a signing key belongs to a development team lead. Consolidating this information in a secure registry prevents keys from becoming forgotten or duplicated. A visible, authoritative catalog brings order to what could otherwise become an invisible, uncontrolled sprawl of critical secrets. From there, new keys must be generated using approved entropy sources. Entropy refers to randomness, the unpredictability that underpins cryptographic strength. Weak random numbers create predictable keys, defeating the purpose of encryption entirely. Approved generation methods rely on validated hardware random number generators or operating system sources designed for security. For example, generating keys through an HSM ensures true randomness and auditable procedures. This step may seem simple, but it is foundational. A key born weak remains weak forever. Proper generation ensures that protection starts at birth, guaranteeing the statistical strength upon which all future security depends. Next, role separation keeps control balanced among custodians, approvers, and auditors. Custodians handle operational key management. Approvers authorize key creation or destruction, and auditors verify compliance. No single individual should control all functions. For instance, one administrator may generate a key, another may install it, and a third may review the evidence. This separation of duties prevents intentional misuse and accidental oversight. It also reinforces trust among teams by ensuring that security is a shared responsibility, not a solitary gatekeeper's burden. When roles are distinct, process integrity grows stronger, mirroring the layered defense principles found throughout sound governance. Storage represents the physical and logical home of each key, and it must always reside in hardware security modules or equally protected environments. HSMs safeguards keys within tamper-resistant enclosures, ensuring that cryptographic operations occur internally so private material never leaves the device. Software storage, if necessary, must use secure enclaves or encrypted vaults with strict access controls. For example, an HSM can encrypt application traffic without ever exposing its private key to the host system. Hardware anchoring limits the chance of theft through memory scraping or insider extraction. Protecting where keys live is as crucial as how they are created. Distribution of keys demands authentication and logging at every step. Whether transmitting a symmetric key between systems or deploying a certificate to a service, channels must be encrypted and verified end-to-end. Distribution logs record sender, receiver, and time of transfer, creating traceability. For example, sending an application key via secure API handshake with mutual authentication prevents interception or substitution. Logging ensures accountability if something later goes wrong. Without visibility, distribution becomes blind trust. Secure delivery is not just about moving keys, it is about proving that they arrived safely, unchanged, and only where intended. Rotation schedules and event-driven changes keep keys fresh and resilient. Regular rotation limits the amount of data encrypted with any single key, reducing impact if compromise occurs. Event-driven rotation responds to triggers like staff turnover, suspected intrusion, or system migration. For example, service keys might rotate every 90 days, while certificate keys renew annually or upon policy change. Predictable schedules combine with agile responses to ensure continuity without delay. Rotating keys is like changing locks after routine wear or unexpected intrusion. It sustains confidence that access remains both exclusive and current. Revocation, compromise handling, and rollover procedures govern what happens when trust breaks. Revocation removes compromised or outdated keys from circulation, ensuring no future use. Rollover replaces them with new ones seamlessly, preserving service continuity. For example, when a signing key is compromised, systems must reject all artifacts signed with it and accept only new signatures verified against replacement keys. Clear documentation and automation minimize downtime during such transitions. Planning for compromise before it occurs transforms crisis into routine. In key management, readiness for failure is the final measure of true control. Backup keys must remain protected yet recoverable. Backups preserve business continuity if primary systems fail, but they must receive the same level of protection as active keys. Secure offline copies, encrypted with separate recovery keys and stored in controlled vaults, prevent loss without creating new risk. Recovery procedures should require multiple custodians and documented approval. For instance, restoring an archive key might demand dual authorization from both security and compliance teams. Balancing protection and availability ensures that essential operations can resume quickly without undermining confidentiality. Preparedness makes resilience a feature, not an afterthought. Lifecycle tracking captures every status transition, from creation to activation, rotation, archival, and destruction. Each state change must be documented with timestamps and responsible parties. Lifecycle records ensure no key disappears unaccounted for. For example, when a service decommissions, its encryption keys should move to an archived state, then to destruction with verification logs retained. Lifecycle discipline prevents reuse of retired keys and clarifies which are active or expired. It converts key management from reactive record-keeping into continuous governance, where every action is transparent and auditable from start to finish. Algorithm agility and deprecation planning keep cryptography resilient to future change. Over time, algorithms age as computational power increases or new cryptoanalytic techniques emerge. Maintaining agility means designing systems capable of replacing algorithms and key types without massive re-engineering. Deprecation plans identify when older standards will be retired and what successors will replace them. For instance, transitioning from RSA to elliptic curve cryptography may be scheduled years in advance. Agility ensures that cryptographic strength evolves proactively, not reactively. Sustained trust depends on the ability to adapt faster than obsolescence or attack innovation. Evidence of good key management appears in ceremonies, logs, and attestations. Key ceremonies, formal processes for generation or transfer, document that security rules were followed precisely. Logs record every administrative action, while attestations confirm periodic reviews and audits. For example, an HSM key rotation ceremony may produce signed records from all participants verifying steps completed. These artifacts serve as both assurance and education, reminding everyone that trust is not implicit, it is demonstrated. Evidence transforms abstract policy into tangible accountability, proving that keys are handled with the care their importance demands. Metrics complete the picture by measuring rotation timeliness, exception counts, and incident response speed. Rotation timeliness shows how closely practice aligns with policy, while exceptions reveal bottlenecks or neglected keys. Incident metrics measure how quickly compromised keys are revoked and replaced. Declining exception rates and improved responsiveness signal maturity. Metrics turn invisible stewardship into visible performance, keeping management engaged and programs improving. In a domain where perfection is the goal, but vigilance is the method, measurement ensures that progress remains both continuous and deliberate. In conclusion, Control SC-12 reminds us that cryptographic key management is the art of disciplined trust. Keys represent power, and power must be governed carefully. Through central inventory, hardware protection, strict separation of duties, and continuous renewal, organizations preserve the integrity of their entire cryptographic ecosystem. Keys may be invisible, but their management determines whether data stays secure or becomes exposed. Lasting trust depends not only on mathematics, but on process, patience, and precision, the hallmarks of a truly mature security program. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.